NFTs and MP3s, the future of open source trading, people with butterfly knowledge with elephant mouths just popping off on things that they don't know anything about, the cons, the crazy stuff. We're going to have a really cool talk today about this crypto NFT art selling stuff that's going on. And I'm going to be honest with you. A few weeks ago, I didn't know a damn thing about this. And skimming into it, I would say it was probably a scam. You know, reading into it, you see all these Neopets and pixel arts, and then you start reading about people are generating these things by the 10,000s and stuff like that. But anytime I see something very hated against by the mainstream, I go in and warrant a little bit more of a thought on this, because I feel like sometimes things get a bad name and bad propaganda by the bad people that are actually doing bad to try to prevent something that may do good. Now, with anything, there is cons and everything else to be had. I mean, there's con artists everywhere, and people go, well, NFTs, I can just copy and paste that, and it's mine now. Well, I can go steal a car too, but I don't have the deed to it. And NFTs go a little bit further. Think about this for a second. What if your favorite music artists started using NFTs to attach their MP3s to, so they could bypass the stupid music industry that is just killing creativity? Now NFTs are starting to come into a whole new light. And can't you see why maybe the people really, really, really hate these things? Yeah. 3D files. I mean, what other files could be attached to an NFT? I mean, really start thinking about this. So, how did I get involved in NFTs? Somebody showed me a trading card to Bases, and we started talking. Now I had thoughts of like selling, or doing something with 3D base files that I do out of Blender, and there's so many different things behind this. I've gotten into so many different arguments today on the topic. I just kind of posted some of these out on some of these social media platforms over on Facebook, and it was met with a lot of resistance from, like I said, people with butterfly knowledge and have elephant mouths. I'm a con artist automatically. I'm a con artist. Didn't even read the stuff. Just people that pop off with no law. They're out there. I guess you can't do anything about it. But I'm trying to spread some knowledge, and it's like some people just don't even want to hear it. Like, being angry and upset at something has more value than actually understanding it, I guess, to some people. It's a really bad way to go about things, man, and it's a way of being manipulated and brainwashed, and probably by the industry, I would imagine. It's complex, it's confusing. I almost gave up several different times. Somebody guided me through this and was very helpful. His name is Luminous. You can go check him out, and I'm going to probably do another video on this guy. Went above and beyond to make me comfortable in crypto and the wallet experience. I mean, I'm old, man. I'm 42. I don't like this shit. I don't want to get on here. I don't want to put my information in. I don't like all this new stuff. I am the resistance here, man. But I see the value that's behind this. So I think it warranted my brain to further understand this. Now, I can't say I fully understand it further than I did before in a complete way. I'm a little more confused, but I see the value out of it. I also see the con side out of this too, but I think once you kind of see that, then, I mean, I'm not here for Neopets. I'm not here for a pixel art thing that was generated by some guy who can generate 10,000 of them in seconds and mint them out quickly. Now, that is kind of a weird con artist scam, and then stealing art is kind of weird too. And this kind of falls under, these arts here that are over here kind of fall under a kind of a weird category. It's a fair act. This is somebody's idea in the game. Now, this particular card that you're looking at right now is a Blender file. And there you go. I've got people coming at me for using, Charlie Banks is, he made this stuff and gave it to everybody. Charlie Banks is cool with it, man. I love Charlie Banks. He's the one who made the add-on for Blender to kind of be the middleman talking thing. So I do want to mention that. And then, the save editor, Goat Fungus does that. So, I mean, that's another open source thing that you can just go in there. You don't need it, though, but it does make it quicker. So I do want to mention those ends because that is important. I mean, without those people, this would be slow and a tedious process. But Those are open source items that people give away, and Blender's an open source program. This is an OBJ file, and I don't know. It's kind of cool what this guy's ideas was, and I wanted to piggyback off of it and take it into the 3D realm with new files, because people over in my music group do this. And I think that is a brilliant idea of getting around the corporate bullshit, because the music corporation is the most horrible thing. Disney, all that shit, dude. I mean, this is horrible to try to get your stuff licensed properly. It's more of a hassle, and you lose all your rights, and you lose all your money, and you get taken advantage of quickly. Now, this is a surefire way to get around it. This makes your file a one of a kind, or it makes it unique, and it only comes with the metadata. It's the only way you can get it. It's regulated, and it's recorded, every movement. And that takes me back to the American dollar and the Federal Reserve. I mean, with cryptocurrency, what is your dollar backed by? I mean, here in the States, we used to be backed by gold, and then they go, oh, let's stop doing that. Let's just give them a promise. Now that's a weird thing, and we can go deeper down that avenue, but that's basically what the dollar is backed by these days. It's a promise from a shitty government. So, I don't honor their promises. Now this cryptocurrency, it's kind of weird, but I mean, you convert it over just like anything else, and then everything is being watched and recorded with multiple people looking at it. So it's like got an eye on it the whole time. This is kind of from my understanding. I could be wrong, and I might be messing that up, but that's how I understand it. It seems to be secure from what I'm thinking. I don't really understand that well, but I put as much trust in that, I would suppose, into the system or the dollar bill that I have in my pocket right now. My main concern would be, if I start selling NFTs, or I have a bunch of souls or bitcoins, how do I translate that into food on the table for my family? I know there's brokers and ways you can get out of it. That's a side that I haven't gotten into yet. And I'm sure there's middlemen and fees and everything else in between that. Just like anything else, everybody's going to get their cut. But with that being said, I have a deeper level and a respect for this NFT and crypto market now. And I want to let you know that I think it warrants maybe a little bit more of a look into, So we went in and used, I'm going to come in here and kind of show you guys, I guess. It's Solana. So I guess this company here does something where it's a little less abrasive on the environment because of the mining things. So we went with Solana because we thought the environment was kind of a good key point in it. If something was going to be a little bit more better for the environment, I was cool with it. So, I don't know how in depth that goes to. I'm sure a lot of people could argue with me on that as well. But, and I can see that my Solana has gone down since the other day. It's kind of neat in the market here. I don't know any further than that. I do know that it's kind of neat, and it's not exactly as bad as what everybody says or thinks that it is. Now, it does have a bad reputation, and rightfully so, with all those people creating those Neopets and the weird art and just stealing stuff. And there is an issue there, and I'm sure some people are just manipulating that on their own, but I bet the corporations are coming in and flooding that market with shit, and then just propaganda and whole campaigns against it, because I bet the music industry hates this, and all the other industries have probably got their eyes on it too. Now, do you want some crazy, bad, money-hungry industry that doesn't really care about the art in between you and the creator? Or do you want just the creator to come out and have some stuff and be able to see more creators? I think some of the coolest stuff right now is buried underneath everything, and you don't even get to see it. Pre-approved everything. I'm kind of against that. I want to choose for myself, and I think this open source kind of platform has some value, and maybe you should look into it. And that is just some old guy's opinion on it. So go look into it, and I think it warrants a little bit extra of a thought than just NFTs are garbage. You're ripping everybody off. Maybe not. Maybe not. And I'm not asking for anything from anyone. I'm not begging for anybody to buy these cards. I just think it's neat. And I think that we took NFT art to a whole new direction by attaching 3D files from Blender that you can import into any metaverse. Well, not any metaverse, but you can import it into your own metaverse or into Unreal Engine or into a 3D program. And then if you're like in No Man's Sky, we have tools that can convert that and be the middleman to talk it back into the game. So I could sell this file, and you could put it into No Man's Sky and walk it through it in VR, or you can put it in Unreal Engine and walk through it there. And I'm sure there's other games and programs that will allow you to throw this OBJ file in or convert it to something else and put it into some 3D world. So anyway, or you could print it off in the real world. You could print this base off. I don't know. Anyway, NFTs are not all that bad. Grab some knowledge about some things before you start speaking bad on them. And I hope maybe I could sway some minds of NFTs and maybe how bad they are. Again, does it warrant some caution? Yes, man. There is con artists everywhere. But don't be overly cautious to where you're just where everything's ruined and everybody's a con artist, because we're not. It's a cool tool. It's a cool thing. It's a cool avenue. And I bet we see a lot more of it, but we're going to see a lot of resistance too. And a lot of cons and a lot of taking advantage of. But I think if you come in with that kind of a mindset, then you'll be all right. I mean, just like anything else. It's a dog-eat-dog world out there. I don't know what else to tell you. With that being said, I'll see you guys on the next video.